Hey guys, today I'm going to be sharing my thoughts, opinions, and feels on City of Fallen Angels by Cassandra Clare. This is the fourth book in the Mortal Instruments series. I have reviews for books 1 through 3, and I also have reviews for the Infernal Devices trilogy that kind of goes along with this series. So I will link to those reviews down below if you guys want to know all my thoughts on this series and the Infernal Devices trilogy. I had read this book back in 2014, but I decided to reread it before I continued on with the rest of the series because I remembered next to nothing about this book. And there's a pretty important thing that happens at the end of this book that I'm pretty sure will be a big part in the last two books. And I didn't recall it happening at all, so I'm totally glad that I decided to reread this book. I will say that this is my second to least favorite book within this series. From least to favorite for me, it goes City of Bones, then City of Fallen Angels, then City of Ashes, and then City of Glass. So City of Glass is like my fave within the series so far. I just feel like this book really took its time to find its footing, and that kind of slowed things down a bit, and I also struggled maintaining my interest within this book. And I also think it took too long to reveal this new conflict that they're going to be facing within the rest of the series. And I know that I have to kind of think of these last three books as its own trilogy because that's what Cassandra Clare had in mind when she wrote these last three books. So I do have to keep that in mind and kind of think of this as the first book in a trilogy. For the most part, I really liked it though. It was fun being back with this cast of characters, but overall it just wasn't my fave. So without further ado, I'm going to now be jumping into a spoilery section. So if you have not read City of Fallen Angels, go read it and then come back and discuss with me. If you have read City of Fallen Angels, stick around with me and let's discuss. It feels really good to be talking about the Mortal Instruments series again. It's been a long time. It's been since 2014. So it's going to be fun to talk about these characters again. I'm wearing a really cool Shadowhunter shirt and you can't even see it. What's the point of wearing a really cool Shadowhunter shirt when you can't even see it? It says New York Shadowhunters Institute since 1234. So cool, right? Yeah. Woo! So we start this book off with some sizzy action, which I'm all about, but I'm not gonna lie, I was a little bit frustrated with Simon at the beginning of this book when I found out that he was two-timing Isabel and Maya. What you doing, Simon? That ain't cool, bro. I know that he didn't mean for it to happen, but it was still happening. Also, I hated the excuse that they weren't exclusive, so it didn't really mean anything. He should have done something right off the bat instead of avoiding it basically the whole time. It made me so sad when Simon's mom found his stash of blood, and Simon is faced with having to reveal to his mom that he's a vampire, but his mom just can't grasp the idea and she just can't find it in herself to believe him. And so Simon just convinces her that she's dreaming, and so he finds another place to stay for the time being. It all just broke my little mundane heart. So Jace is having these dreams where he's killing Clary. Right off the bat, I found that just a little bit concerning. Maybe not a little bit, a whole lot concerning. And because of that, he's being really distant when it comes to Clary, and it's driving a wedge in between their relationship. I actually really started to like Clary and Jace's relationship within this book, which was surprising because in the first three books, I didn't really enjoy their relationship that much, but I liked seeing this conflict and their relationship because it just made it feel like a real relationship. We have this moment where Jace and Clary meet up with the Seelie Queen, and guys, I just gotta say, I kind of love the Seelie Queen. I love her and her sass and her obsession with Jace and how she like despises Clary. Anyways, she reveals that there's been a death and that it's a shadow hunter. We get introduced to this Kyle guy, which right off the bat I was like, you fishy, brother. I don't know what you're up to, but you fishy. This was one of the details that I do remember from my first time reading this book. I remember Kyle being introduced and him being tied to somebody in this book, but I just didn't remember at all. But then I was like, bingo, Maya. He's linked to Maya. He turned her into a werewolf, and Maya hates his guts. That scene where Clary brought the dead Shadowhunter to life was kind of terrifying. It was like, even though he was dead, he could still feel this pain. He reveals that Camille was the one to kill him, which did not surprise me at all. We also see Brother Zachariah in that scene, which no spoilers, but I see you, Brother Zachariah. I see you. I was kind of annoyed with Luke and his conversation that he had with Clary right after she had brought the Shadowhunter back to life and questioned him. He's like, you need to learn how your abilities work. You only use it during life or death situations. But like, how is this Clary's fault at all? They're not getting her the proper training. They're not getting her a teacher. This is not Clary's fault at all, Luke. Step aside. Throw your blame elsewhere, brah. I really liked the relationship we see form between Simon and Jace in this book. I feel like it was a lot different compared to the last three books, probably because Simon has pretty much moved on from Clary, but I just loved the banter between the two of them. I could probably read a full book of them just going back and forth, going at it and giving each other a hard time. We've got Simon's show, which was just such a mess. We've got Simon feeding on Maureen, which I completely forgot happened. Clary shows up unexpectedly and tries to work out this situation going on with her and Jace, which is just like, not the right time or place, Clary. Sorry to break it to you. We have the Maya Isabel and Simon collision. Oh no, oh no. And we've also got the Maya and Jordan Kyle collision. Ah, just so much madness all in one scene. I was just like, the world is falling apart before my very eyes. This is also where Simon has his first interaction with Lilith. So Clary goes to this church to investigate, and she gets there. She had contacted Isabel, but she just goes ahead and goes into the church on her own. Clary, be patient. Wait on Isabel. You need to go in there with somebody. And what do you know? This crazy demon comes after Clary. Thankfully, my queen Isabel steps in and shows that demon what's good. She really took that demon to church. So we find out through that church scene that somebody is trying to make more babies like Sebastian. So Simon agrees to work with the Clave to bring in Camille. And Camille tries to get Simon to do this blood oath. And I'm just like, okay. Shadowhunters, you can come out from hiding now. You can get Camille now. That scene made me so anxious because I was like, Simon, you stay still, you don't agree to anything she says, wait for the Shadowhunters to pop up, please. I love that Isabel was the one to initiate the conversation between her and Simon about the status of their relationship. Isabel reveals that she doesn't trust anybody because of her father and how terrible he is to her mother. Her dad is a big cheater and treats her mother like crap. And because of that, she has trust issues, which is really sad. We also have Clary confronting Jace about their relationship. These dang Shadowhunter girls are being the brave ones in their relationships, just saying. They pretty much hash out their issues and they're getting ready to have some sexy times when Jace almost stabs Clary. Like, what the heck is going on, Jace? Sexy times gone bad, that's for sure. So they go to the Silent Bros and they're like, yo, what's up with Jace? And they're basically like, oh, Clary, this is all your fault. Because Jace died and was brought back to life, that messed with his previous protections and his rituals. That scene where Jace sees Max was so creepy. And Max is like trying to convince Jace to stab himself. That ain't a real Max. Please quit playing with Jace. This might be a little bit of a controversial opinion because I know that Malik is a beloved OTP within this fandom, and let me be clear that I love them together, but Alec drove me bonkers in this book. I think he just has some maturing to do because the way he was acting toward Magnus and just how jealous he got was just so uncalled for. Finally, we have the Lilith Showdown. So Lilith wants to start a new race and have Sebastian be the leader of this new race, and Lilith is the reason that Jace has been acting so out of character because she has complete control over him because of this rune that she's placed on him. And Clary shows some serious character development in this scene. She comes up with this solution really quick and just goes for it. She grabs Jace's blade, cuts out the rune, freeing him from Lilith's control. I was just like, you go, Clary Berry, you go. I was livid at Alec when he released Camille. What are you doing, Alec? Please stop. He literally had just had a thought about what Magnus was saying about her, how she's a master of implication and manipulation, but he goes against that thought and frees Camille. Bad Alec, bad. The big thing that I forgot about this book was the fact that now Jace and Sebastian are connected in some way. I have no idea how I forgot about that being a thing, but oh man, this changes everything. I mean, this has to be the big thing that plays out in the last two books. So glad I made the decision to reread this book. So those are all my thoughts, opinions, and feels on City of Fallen Angels by Cassandra Clare. You guys should let me know down below what you guys thought of this book. What was your favorite moment? Let me know down below. Also, if you like this video, be sure to give it a big thumbs up. I post videos every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, so click subscribe if you want to be notified for when I post new videos. Thanks for watching, guys, and I will see you soon with a new video. Bye, chew. Today I'm going to be sharing my thoughts, opinions, and feels on City of Fallen Angels. I forgot which book I was talking about today. Whoopsie daisies. Let's start that again. And I also think it... This book just feels... And because of that, she has trust issues. She has trust issues. My Miranda Sings is popping out.